Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Let's look at a few Hebrew words that most Christians are familiar with but may not know exactly what they mean. You've probably heard of Shabbat and Shalom. Shabbat means Sabbath. It's in the fourth commandment. We're to work 6 days. It says 6 days shall you work and labor, but the seventh day is holy to Yahweh, to the Lord. If we're going to obey God's commandments, why don't we obey them in the manner that He wanted us to? What does Shabbat mean? Using the New American Standard Concordance, we find it Strong's number 7676, which means, or it comes from 7673, which means to cease, desist, rest. It also means make an end. If the seventh day is holy, the third or the fourth or the first cannot fulfill this commandment. The third or fourth or even the first does not make an end to the week. If the seventh is holy, the first cannot be holy. The first day was ordained to supplant the Sabbath, God's Sabbath, by the Catholic Church in the 4th century. In observing the Sun God Day, which they wanted to do, most Christians do obeisance to the Catholic Church rather than following God's commandment. Many Christians understand shalom to mean peace. The New American Standard Concordance defines it as completeness, soundness, welfare, peace. Notice the fourth definition here is peace, and we think of peace as an absence of war. That's not necessarily the Hebrew understanding of it. It's Strong's number 7965. It comes from 7999, which means to be complete or sound. It's translated as pay or repay, perform, reward, make it restitution, and hence, therefore, it can be to be in a covenant of peace. So, Shabbat Shalom means, may your day of rest be good for you. May you be well in it and rest. Psalm says, Sha'alu Shalom Yerushalayim. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Yerushalayim means foundation of peace. So we're supposed to pray for peace for the city that is a foundation of peace. Another word beginning with S is the name Shaul or Saul. Shaul means asked, implying asked of Yah or God. Shaul's name, the Apostle Paul's name, was not changed from Saul to Paul. You can't find that in the New Testament. It doesn't say that. He says he was also called Paul. In Messianic circles today, he's referred to as Rav Shaul or Rabbi Paul. This brings up another point. Hebrew names, unlike our Western way of thinking, actually mean something. Shaul means asked. David, David, the Hebrew name, it means beloved. Michael, Michael, means who is like God. Rachel, Rachel, means ewe, a sheep, a female sheep. Sarah, Sarah, means princess. Avram, Abram, means exalted father. Av means father, Ram means high or exalted. Avraham means father of a multitude. Yeshua, you know him as Jesus. Jesus doesn't mean anything. Jesus is a transliteration of a transliteration of a transliteration of the Hebrew word Yeshua. Yeshua is sometimes called, even in Messianic circles today, they say that it means salvation of God or something like that. Yeshua is a biblical name. You find it in the Old Testament. Several men were named Yeshua. Even in the King James Version, you see the name Jeshua. Any word, any name that begins with a J should begin with a Y. Yeshua is a shortened form of Yehoshua, or we translated as, or transliterated as Joshua. That does mean Yah is salvation, but Yeshua is a name in its own right. It's the masculine form of the Hebrew word for salvation, Yeshua, which you will find all through the Hebrew New Testament, or Old Testament. Yeshua is the Messiah's name, not Yehoshua, not, I don't know. There's so many adulterations of it. It's pathetic, but it is a biblical name as Yeshua. Yeshua is Strong's number 3442. Yeshua is 3444. You will find Yeshua many times, such as, behold, God is my salvation. God is my Yeshua. We will draw waters from the wells of Yeshua, of salvation. Yehoshua does mean Yah is salvation. That's Strong's 3091. Let's call the Messiah by his given Hebrew name, Yeshua.